What if I told you that your peace isn't lost? It's just buried beneath things you no longer need. Some people and goals don't deserve an announcement when they're removed. Silence can be your loudest power. Marcus Aurelius once whispered, "Through time, our life is what our thoughts make it." What are your thoughts making right now? Let's begin. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher king, once said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." This profound insight sets the foundation for today's video. We're going to walk through 11 essential things you need to quietly remove from your life. Not loudly, not dramatically, but with wisdom and intention. By learning to manage your inner world, just as Aurelius taught, you can begin to shape a better outer reality. This isn't just a video you watch passively. Consider it an invitation to participate. As we dive into each point, reflect, relate, share your thoughts. This is about you, not just information. Stick with us until the end, because what you're about to uncover isn't just knowledge, it's transformation. 1. Explaining yourself to people who hurt you. You once trusted them, called them a close friend, but then they caused you pain. In that moment, you may feel the urge to explain, to defend your actions, your heart, your side of the story. But here's the truth. You don't owe them that. There's no need for long explanations or emotional confrontations. Sometimes the smartest move is simply to walk away, not out of bitterness, but out of self-respect. And if they return one day asking for your help, don't overthink it. A simple, calm no is more than enough. You are not obligated to help someone who shattered your trust. Guard your peace. Let them deal with the consequences of their own actions. It's not your job to fix what they broke. Sometimes, silence is the best closure. When you choose to quietly distance yourself, you choose clarity over chaos. You allow space for growth, your own, and maybe even theirs. You don't have to keep people in your life who diminish your worth. Walking away isn't weakness, it's courage. Marcus Aurelius put it perfectly. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. So don't match their energy. Rise above it. Focus on becoming stronger, wiser, more at peace. That's your real power. 2. Unnecessary goals. Life often calls us to choose, to decide what stays and what no longer fits. And one of the most liberating choices you can make is this. Let go of goals that no longer serve you. It's not failure, it's clarity. Some goals were set by an older version of you, a version that didn't yet know better. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means making room for something more aligned. But here's the catch. Do it quietly. You don't need to announce every change to the world. Not every shift in direction requires a spotlight. Move in silence, adjust with intention. Trust that your values will guide your steps. Seneca, another great Stoic mind, said, "It is not that we have so little time, but that we lose so much." Powerful, isn't it? We waste time chasing the wrong things. Protect your energy. Prioritize your mission. Let your journey be defined not by how loud you are, but by how true you remain to yourself. 3. Oversharing. The end of relationships. And speaking of what's no longer serving you, sometimes that includes relationships. In the next section, let's talk about why oversharing after a breakup, whether with a friend or partner, might actually be holding you back more than healing you. Sometimes when a relationship ends, whether friendship or romance, the real strength lies not in what you share, but in what you choose to keep private. Oversharing personal details after a breakup may seem like a way to process pain, but in truth, it often does more harm than good. Speaking openly about conflicts or reasons behind the separation doesn't just betray the intimacy once shared. It invites gossip, fuels unnecessary drama, and prolongs your own emotional unrest. Instead, hold space within yourself for quiet reflection. Internalizing your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means giving them the respect they deserve. It means healing with dignity, rather than turning your personal story into public spectacle. If you feel an urge to explain every detail to others, pause and ask yourself, is this truly about seeking understanding, or am I trying to escape the discomfort of unresolved emotions? Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This wisdom speaks volumes in moments of emotional turmoil. When we resist the temptation to explain ourselves to the world and instead turn inward, we create space for real transformation. We protect not just our own well-being, but also the dignity of those once close to us. Privacy isn't weakness, it's a sign of growth. 4. Raising your voice in front of others. Now let's talk about something we've all experienced: frustration in public. Picture this. You're in a tense meeting. Tempers are rising. Your pulse quickens, your chest tightens, and your first instinct is to raise your voice, to be heard, to push back. But what if you didn't? What if instead of shouting, you spoke with calm clarity, your voice steady, composed, unshaken? This isn't about bottling things up or pretending to be emotionless. It's about mastering the storm inside, so the outside world doesn't dictate your reactions. We've all seen someone explode in anger, and more often than not, it leaves behind discomfort, regret, and fractured respect. But the person who holds their composure in chaos, the one who speaks softly while others shout, that is the person who commands true presence. It's not easy, but it's powerful. Heraclitus once said, "To be even-minded is the greatest virtue." That stillness amidst the storm, that's your strength. That's your advantage. So next time your emotions rise like waves, remember this. Raising your voice might win the moment, but holding your ground with quiet strength, that wins the war within. 5. Spreading negative opinions about others. And speaking of words spoken aloud, there's one more habit we must quietly cut: speaking negatively about others. You see, it's easy to fall into the trap of judgment, especially in heated moments. But those words once spoken don't just affect the person you're talking about, they echo back, shaping how others see you. In the next part, let's explore why spreading negativity isn't just harmful to others. It might actually be hurting your own peace. Earlier, we explored the dangers of speaking negatively about others. But what if, instead of reacting with judgment, you responded with something much rarer: empathy? 5. Speaking negatively about others. It's easy, isn't it? When you're faced with a difficult person or a frustrating situation, the temptation to criticize or vent comes almost automatically. But in that very moment, when your emotions flare and your patience wears thin, you're actually being handed a choice. You can reinforce the same old cycle of conflict, or you can pause, breathe, and shift the narrative. Try to see beneath the surface. Ask yourself, what might they be going through? Choose understanding over assumptions, compassion over contempt. It's not weakness, it's emotional intelligence in action. Yes, you may feel a whirlwind of reactions: frustration, sympathy, even a strange kind of admiration for their stubborn persistence. And that's okay. Navigating emotions is not about suppressing them, it's about directing them with grace. When you approach difficult people with empathy, you don't just avoid drama. You build bridges. You become someone others can trust, someone who can face messy human emotions with dignity and heart. As you continue watching, if this resonates with you, if you've reached this point and feel a genuine desire for growth, drop a comment below. Let us know. And if you haven't already, like this video and hit subscribe. We're on this journey together. 6. Constantly comparing yourself to others. Now let's address a habit that's quietly draining our joy. Comparison. It's like running on a treadmill that never stops. You're moving fast but getting nowhere. You scroll through social media, glance sideways at someone's success, and suddenly your own progress feels insignificant. But here's the truth. Comparison is a thief. It steals your peace, your focus, your pride in your own story. Every time you measure your journey against someone else's timeline, you forget one important fact. Your path is yours alone. Why not flip the narrative? Start honoring your quirks, your stumbles, your quiet wins. Life isn't a competition, it's a canvas. And your brushstrokes, even the messy ones, are part of a masterpiece still in progress. Your story isn't scripted, it's unpredictable, emotional, unfiltered. That's what makes it real. As Epictetus once said, control your perceptions, direct your actions properly, willingly accept what's outside your control. These words are a lifeline in a world obsessed with comparison. So, step back from the scoreboard, run your race at your pace, because when you fully embrace your journey, you stop playing by someone else's rules and start living on your own terms. 7. Mindless use of social media. And speaking of comparison, there's a place where it thrives: social media. We'll dive into that next. Because while social media can be a tool for inspiration, it can also become a trap for distraction and discontent. The question is, are you scrolling with purpose, or are you just scrolling? Last time, we explored how reclaiming your time from social media allows you to recenter on your own life story. Now let's go even deeper by addressing something that silently drives many of our actions: the need for approval. 8. The pursuit of external validation. Imagine this. You're standing on a brightly lit stage. A spotlight shines on you. Rows of faceless onlookers sit in silence, waiting to judge your every word, your every move. The pressure is immense. Your voice shakes. Your thoughts blur. Now, what if you could step off that stage? Imagine retreating into a quiet room where it's just you, and your own voice is finally the one that matters. That simple act of stepping down, that's the shift we need from living for applause to living for truth. Seeking approval from others is like wearing clothes that don't fit just because someone else said they looked good. You move through life uncomfortably, disconnected from your real self. But when you begin to honor your own values, when your decisions are shaped by your voice, not the crowd's, that's when fulfillment begins. Think about the moments in your life when you felt truly alive. Chances are they happened when you acted in alignment with your own heart, not someone else's script. To live authentically, start small. Ask yourself, before making a decision, am I doing this for me or for their approval? Trust your intuition. Build self-worth from within, not from likes, praise, or validation. Celebrate your progress. Learn from your setbacks. Value your traits, not just your achievements. Also, surround yourself with people who respect your individuality, not those who try to mold you into someone you're not. Because the moment you let go of the need to please everyone is the moment you begin to truly become yourself. 9. Perfectionism. Let's continue by addressing another common trap in the journey of growth: perfectionism. It often hides behind the mask of ambition, whispering that you must be flawless. But in reality, it's a harsh taskmaster that drains your joy and fuels endless self-criticism. Perfectionism sets unrealistic standards and punishes you for being human. It tells you that mistakes mean failure. But the truth is, mistakes are how we grow. Think of life like a painting. Its beauty doesn't come from flawless strokes, but from the texture, the contrast, the raw edges. That's what gives it soul. So shift your mindset. Don't aim to be perfect. Aim to be excellent, to give your best while allowing space to learn and evolve. Be kind to yourself when things go wrong. Talk to yourself the way you'd speak to a dear friend, and redefine success not as some spotless, unreachable outcome, but as a path paved with lessons, effort, and growth. Letting go of perfectionism frees you to live more fully. It opens the door to creativity, joy, and self-compassion. It allows you to breathe again and to appreciate the imperfect, beautiful reality of your own human journey. 10. Holding on to unrealistic expectations. But even perfectionism has a cousin, one that often steers our dreams into dangerous waters. Let's talk about unrealistic expectations and how they can quietly transform our hopeful sails into storms of disappointment. Because sometimes, it's not the goal that hurts us. It's how tightly we cling to the illusion of how things should be. Letting go of perfectionism taught us to embrace our messy human journey. Now let's go a step further by releasing the unrealistic expectations that weigh down our spirit before we even take the first step. 10. Holding on to unrealistic expectations. In the grand theater of life, it's easy to get swept up by the roaring voices of society and the carefully curated images on our screens. They tell us who we should be, what we should want, and how our life should look. Before long, those whispers become commands, and those commands become towering expectations. So big, so loud, they drown out the quiet truth of who we really are. But here's the truth. These gargantuan expectations often blind us. They keep us from seeing the raw, imperfect beauty of our own reality. The journey to reclaiming your truth begins with brutal honesty, the kind that doesn't flinch when faced with discomfort. You peel back the layers, the should-haves, the could-haves, the illusions, and ask yourself one powerful question. Do these expectations lift me up, or do they crush my spirit? This isn't some fairy tale moment of clarity. It's gritty, it's messy, and sometimes it hurts, but it's real. Because that's where growth lives, in the space where we stop chasing shadows and start seeing ourselves clearly. Set goals that are aligned with you, your values, your pace, your dreams. Not someone else's script. And in doing so, you'll discover that every small step forward is a quiet victory, a thread in the rich tapestry of your personal transformation. Letting go doesn't mean settling. It means awakening to the unexpected, joys, the serendipitous turns, the unfiltered moments that make life truly worth living. So release the pressure. Open your heart to the ebb and flow of life, and learn to dance with both the joy and the heartache. 11. Gossiping. And now we arrive at the final habit we need to quietly cut out. Gossip. At first glance, gossip may feel harmless, even bonding. A shared laugh, a knowing look, a juicy story. But look deeper. Think back to the last time you were part of one of those conversations. Did it leave you feeling empowered? Or did it gnaw away, even slightly, at your sense of integrity? Words are powerful. Like seeds, they grow. And depending on what we plant, kindness or judgment, they'll either blossom into trust or spread weeds of negativity. When we choose to fill our conversations with grace and understanding, we create spaces where people feel safe, seen, and respected. Yes, the pull of gossip is real. Sometimes it feels justified, even tempting. But next time you're about to speak or listen to something harmful, pause. Imagine if the subject were you in your lowest moment. Would you want that version of yourself passed around as entertainment? Avoiding gossip isn't just about staying positive. It's about honoring the dignity we all share as human beings. And when you choose this path, when you lead with empathy, you inspire others to rise with you. You become a light in the room, a builder of deeper, truer, more compassionate connections. Final call to action: if this video resonated with you, take a moment to reflect and then take action. Subscribe for more soul-enriching insights. Hit the bell so you never miss a new drop of wisdom. Leave a comment below and let us know. Which habit are you ready to let go of? And if you're hungry for more growth, there are 2 hand-picked videos waiting for you on screen right now. Your next steps in this journey of becoming your truest self. Until then, stay grounded, stay kind, stay brave.